Hi, my name is Jonas. This is Sublime Media, and I actually have a new camera. So let me know what you think about this. I'm gonna do an entire recent vinyl finds video with this camera and this angle, and it definitely has its benefits, but then again, I don't want it to get in the way from a good picture. So I don't know. Let me know both audio quality and video quality. See what you think. So yeah, this is going to be an entire sort of video of jazz records. I'm going to show you the stuff that I have acquired the last couple of months before I filed them. So I have cleaned them, I've listened to them a couple of times at least, and now it's time to get into the old shelves. I'm going to start with the reissues, then I'm going to go to the sort of the old used records, and at the end I'm going to show you the more rare stuff. I won't say grail. One of the records is one that has taken me a while to find. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with this one. I mean, I live in Sweden. Sweden is not blessed with having a lot of Vinyl Me Please records, but with the new business model, I think that they have rearranged the way they sell, and I can actually get Vinyl Me Please records from my distributor, one of the distributors, to my shop. So if you are interested in Vinyl Me Please titles, let me know. Let's see if we can hook you up with them. But when I saw this, I bought like 10 titles to try out for the shop, and this was one of them. This is amazing. It's an amazing record. It's on Ed Coleman with the Shape of Jazz to Come, 1959. Top 10 maybe jazz records of all time. Sure, it's one of those records that you have heard 100 million times, but then again, it's so damn good. And with Vinyl Me Please, it comes with a notebook, and in this case it's a mono. So pretty awesome. I have a older copy of that, like an early 70s or late 60s reissue of it. Plays fine. I don't know if I'll sell that because I can't imagine me playing that over this one. This sounds like a dream. It sounds perfect. It's a 10 out of 10 when it comes to audio quality. It was mastered by Ryan K. Smith of Sterling Sound, and he did an amazing job from the original master tapes. So yeah, great one. Let's continue. So this is one that I've never heard before I bought it. I read some reviews. They said that it sounded great, and I love Blue Note. So what's not to like? So this is Freddie Roach together with Joe Henderson, Eddie Wright, and Clarence Johnston, and they mimicked the Blue Note label, which is kind of cool. And again, you get this notebook. Really good quality overall. So yeah, but I have a question for you. It is more soulful jazz. It's good. It's not great. Sounds great, but it's not great. Maybe I'll sell this down the line, or maybe it's just one of those Blue Note records that would grow on you. I don't know. Here's my problem. These are flimsy as fuck, so I'm not gonna keep them. I already have sleeved them in other sleeves, but you have this pretty awesome sticker that tells you everything about the release, especially who mastered it. Now these, I'm not afraid of losing the information, because we live in 2024 and all the information that you want is going to be available on the internet, even if you get to be 100 years old. So I don't think that is the problem. Do you cut these out, or do you keep them? What do you do? Like, sometimes I just throw them away, sometimes I tuck them inside the record. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you do with stickers like that when it's not numbered, and Okay, so 1964. I think this is 1964. I actually had a copy of this. I have it now up in my shop. for sale. It's like a 70s reissue of this Stone Cold classic. It sounded good. I've shown it before, obviously. I show everything, but and I bought it in Copenhagen when I was there digging, maybe 3-4 years ago. But when a campaign came up and I was able to buy this through my shop for a ridiculous price, I couldn't resist. So what this is it's the Acoustic Sounds version of this. And again, Acoustic Sounds is a US label or producer of audiophile reissues, which had Chasm. And we are not blessed in having easy access to these records here in Sweden, and especially not for good prices. So when they are sending out campaigns in Europe, I jump on these issues right away. This is, oh man, what a record. Definitely top 5 Mingus records, Mingus times 5. And this was put out in 2021. Great one. Audio quality is just insane. I don't know who mastered this, but it's manufactured at QRP, 180 gram, and cut from the original master tape. I'm going to put this in a thick gatefold outer sleeve, but they're all out in my shop, so this has to do for now. Really nice edition. So again, I'm getting rid of the 70s reissue that I have for replacing it with this. This sounds like a dream. It's a 10 out of 10 sound. So a no-brainer in my opinion. If I had a first US press of this, I mean a first US press on impulse, I mean I wouldn't trade that. Definitely not. Maybe I would keep both, but no. So, Blue Note Records, I started buying the Tone Poet series, or getting a good flow of buying Tone Poet series when I started the shop, so 1.5 years ago. Which means that I sort of missed out on a lot of the good releases that first came out. And this is said to be one of the best Tone Poets ever released. It was put out in 2021, and it's One Flight Up with Dexter Gordon. A great jazz record. I knew before buying it, but in this sound quality now with Kevin Gray mastering these. So you have Donald Byrd, Kenny Drew, Neil Sonning, Öster Peterson, and Art Taylor. And this, in comparison to other Tone Poets or Blue Note records from this time period, is that this was actually recorded 1972 in Paris. So it's not a Rudy Van Gelder sort of recording. Original sessions produced by Francis Wolff. So yeah, great one. Did I show you the inside of the gatefold? Look at that. Really awesome. Looks awesome. So yeah. And I love these gatefold sleeves when they are good. Okay, so the used records. I'm only going to show you OGC records. And these are from the 80s. I know. Some of you just like, ugh. But I actually think they sound pretty good. They are the equivalent of a good stream or a CD or something like that. So it's like having a CD on vinyl, and I'd rather have that than the CD if it sounds the same. Anyway, these are often in great condition and they cost like peanuts. So with this one, this is Miles Davis, Bags Groove with Sonny Rollins, Milt Jackson, Thelonious Monk, Horace Silver, Percy Heath, and Kenny Clark on Prestige Records. I mean, you can't complain on the music, right? And this is a German press. Sounds okay. And I'm gonna fly through these. I bought a bunch of these on the fair that I went to. I think like 20 for 7 euro each. Some I'm gonna keep, some I'm selling. I found some in collections. You know, it's fairly easy to find, and many times in good condition and very good prices. So Sonny Rollins with Modern Jazz Quartet, great one, perfect condition. This good one, the Brewmore Quartet and Quintet, I think, on Fantasy, really good. So I'm gonna keep these until I find, better early pressings or audiophile pressing, stuff like that, and then I can sell these. So yeah, and Dexter Gordon's The Tower of Power, James Moody and Tootie Heath, Just Williams, great guys. Okay, so now we go into the little more rare territory, I guess. So two seconds about this release or this purchase. So I went to a guy's home. I think I've told the story, but I went to a guy's home. He is 93 years old this summer, and he called me up, asked me if I bought quality music, and I said yes, because he had collected records since the early 50s, I think. In Stockholm, he bought everything on NK, but then later he moved to my town here on the west coast of Sweden and continued buying records here. Now, unfortunately, out of an economical standpoint, a lot of it was big band jazz. Louis Armstrong, Gary, Glenn Miller, and some bop, sure, but too early. That music is fantastic, but everyone has it. I have some. I listen to it, but I'm more interested in what came a little bit later on. So we had like 700-800 jazz records, and we cut a deal. I had to buy it all, so I bought it all. And the real nuggets I actually kept for myself. And this is actually, I'm going to show you two, but this is one of them definitely, and I'm so glad that I have it in my collection now. So this is the unique Thelonious Monk on Riverside Records. First US press on mono. This was the first record that he recorded for Riverside, and Riverside wanted him to do standard because he had a reputation of being a little bit on the more experimental side. So no Monk tunes here, and I don't know if this guy wants his name out on the internet, so I'm gonna cover that. But he actually wrote the date that he bought the records on every single sleeve, and in this case I think it's brilliant because it's like he's passing the torch. I'm gonna get the opportunity to listen to this now, keeping up with his legacy with many of the records, and this was actually bought Christmas Eve 1960, which is kind of nice. So yeah, super happy to have this, even if it's not the best Monk record, in my opinion at least. Yeah, and personnel here is, see here, Art Blakey on drums and Oscar Parryford on bass. So a trio setting, really good. Nice one to add to the collection. In the fair this September, I think, in Stockholm, Scandinavia's biggest record fair in Solna, I found this. The cover is beat to shit, but price was okay, and I don't know where to begin with Sun Ra. I've said it before, and I've listened to this digitally. I know that I liked it, so I bought it. This is a 1967 or 68 reissue of a 1965 release on ESP. A little bit of water damage down here, but the record plays great. There's the label there. So Sun Ra, ESP ticks off all the sort of the free jazz, from a collector's standpoint. So if you are a Sun Ra fan, or if you know Sun Ra, please let me know where to continue after this, if you know. Okay, so I don't know if this is maybe a little bit of a grail. I'm careful in labeling stuff as grail because I'll get the vinyl police after me. This is a 1957 record. It was only put out in Holland, and it's a Lars Gullin record. So Lars Gullin and Åke Persson, great one, and not easy to find nowadays. Median on Discogs is €100, and I bought this the last day in Den Bosch. I think it was put down 50 or 75%, and the original price was good. I think I paid like €20, something like that. It's in pretty good condition. Plays great. So I think that, I mean, all in all, I bought better records, but I and more rare records, and that cost more. And but this is, I think that this is the find of the entire fair, actually. So super happy with that one. It was later put out in 1973 or something like that in Sweden as a reissue, but I think with a different cover artwork. Yeah, different artwork. So yeah, okay, moving on. This is, and again, ESP, and I buy ESP when I find them, and if the price is right, and they are 9.5 times out of 10, I really enjoy it. I bought this maybe a year ago from a friend here in Sweden. He got it in his store. He asked me if I needed it, and sure. So I grabbed it. I don't know, man. I mean, it's even out a little bit too much out there for me. With Tom Moore on flutes and cello, but it's mostly a piano record. I don't know. It's a cool one. It's cooler than good, in my opinion. So I don't know. Maybe I'll sell that further down the road. I don't know. Maybe. Burton Greeny or Green with Mountains on ESP 1971. Continuing on, 2 more to go. Then I'm gonna leave you alone. So yeah, this is also nice. This was also in that collection. No, this was in another collection. Fuck it. This is a Cannibal Adderley record. Maybe it's labeled as a Kenny Clark record. Let me know if you know. But Bohemia After Dark, great cover artwork. It's awesome. The first US press is, I don't know if it's a 10-inch. Has a different cover artwork with the band standing behind the drums, I think. But then they put this out the same year in the US. This cover artwork wasn't reused until 2016, and then it was put out in Japan, I think. So you have Kenny Clark, Horace Silver, Paul Chambers, Julian Cannibal Adderley, obviously, Donald Byrd, Nat Adderley, Hank Jones, and Jerome Richardson. And Jerome Richardson is the only one that I don't know anything about, but the other ones, what a lineup. This is unfortunately not the best record I have ever heard. Far from that. It's an okay record, but it's not like, again, maybe because I think it's a little bit rare in this condition. It's in great condition, so I think it's a little bit rare, and maybe I can get some coin for it, but it's a keeper for now. But music wise, maybe a 2.5. But this is almost a 5 out of 5 record. So I'm gonna leave you with that. This is 1957. This is also from that guy's collection. He wrote on the backside that he bought this in December 1960. So maybe at the same time as the Monk record. Again, a Riverside record. And this is awesome. I was blown away by this because I had no idea about this record. When I got the collection, went home, started to play the records. Modern Touch with Benny Golson's Sextet. You have J.J. Johnson, Kenny Dorham, Wynton Kelly, and Paul Chambers, 1957. And the funny thing is that Max Roach is playing drums on this. And it says Max Roach on the back side, but not on the front. So I don't know if it was like a licensing issue or something like that. If you know, please comment down below. But yeah, it's super strange. One of the best, or if not the best drummers of all time. And he was fairly known in 1957. So why didn't they put him on the front cover? Anyway, music-wise, fantastic. You have 1, 2, 3 tunes by Benny Golson. Then you have Gigi Grace. I don't know who that is. And Marcel de Paul. So yeah, the Modern Touch, Benny Golson Sextet, Riverside Records. Check this out. Do yourself a favor and check this out. There's 2 pressings. The first pressing is called the Big Riverside label, and the second press is called the Small Riverside label. And the only thing that really stands out is that Riverside is all the way, the logo is all the way to the side, whereas the small label, it's a little bit smaller. So that's the way you know if it's a first or a second press. So yeah, that's it. Riverside, original jazz classics. Vinyl Beat Please, Blue Note, great update, a great video. So I hope you dug that. Remember, please comment of the video quality, and you know, if you think that this is a good setup continuing on. It's definitely easier, but I don't know if it's better. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Great day, everyone.